Hi guys, we have 2 cards for our journal in a box left, just these 2. And I gotta tell you, they have got to be the ugliest wipe up cards I've ever seen. Oh, so not okay with the colors on these cards. So the first thing we're going to do is cover up the entire background. We're going to try to actually do both of these cards in this one video. So with this first green one, I pulled out this piece of painted deli paper that one of you all gifted me. I don't remember who. I think we're going to just cover the whole card with that. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the other one, so I'm going to cover this one. I'm going to fast forward through that process. Hopefully I'll figure out what I want to do with this one, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to let both of these dry. As you saw me pull this deli paper out of my box under the table. This is from my favorite burger place in Santa Cruz, California, Betty's Burgers. Love that place. Last time I was there, I asked them, can I have a couple of squares of deli paper? I really liked the graphic design on their deli paper, so they said, oh, sure. So they gave me a couple pieces, and I decided I had an impulse to use one on one of these cards, so we're going to do that. We're going to let everything dry, since I used Collage Page, and it doesn't really react very well to the heat gun. It doesn't really dry it. It makes it weird. So anyway, I'm going to just let it dry naturally, and I'll be right back. Okay, you saw me pulling some things out of my faux printer's tray to try to bring some elements together for both of these cards, and doing my sorting process, fussy cutting the butterfly, which is a pain in the neck, and I actually accidentally yanked both of his antennae off. Normally I would just go ahead and cut them off, but I think that I want to actually put them back. Normally I would cut them off and draw them in, but I think in this case I want to do something different. I found the butterfly, a piece of paper that was gifted to me. The butterfly was also, I think, gifted to me. These little pieces here are acrylic skins, so they're just leftover paint and Mod Podge. You do it on a non-stick sheet and let the Mod Podge dry, and then the whole thing just peels right off. I have a video on that in my playlist somewhere. I have a greeting card that someone gifted me that I think I want to use the image on, in this piece of corrugated cardboard for this one. I'm going to think about this composition a little bit. We're going to do this one first. This one I'm pretty sure about. So we're going to move my little butterfly antennas over there so that I don't lose them. Alright, and let's do this one. And the first thing I'm going to do is cut the front of this card from the back. Now, when you have lots of these kind of different things that are layered or textured, I think I've said some of this before, you really need to use kind of a heavy-duty glue that's really going to hold them down. And I've really found that the best thing to use is heavy gel medium or extra heavy gel medium by Golden. I have heavy gel medium here. It's nice and thick and strong, and it's going to really hold it down really well. I'm going to put it on with a palette knife. I'm going to put the acrylic skin pieces on first. And this black sheet here is a non-stick mat, so if I get glue on it, I'll just wipe it off with a wet baby wipe. There goes my dog again, probably barking at clouds again, because you know, that's what he does. Alright. The only problem with making and using acrylic skins is they really stick to things really well, like each other. So if you're going to make some and store them, you really need to wrap them in wax paper. And in this case, on this card, once it dries, I will definitely be putting some Daddy Vans wax on the card so that it doesn't stick to the card underneath it, or on top of it, I mean. And I may even put a layer of wax paper between it and any cards that's sitting underneath. Okay. It's going to take a lot of gel medium to stick this greeting card. The nice thing about the heavy gel is that if you put a lot on and texture it and do like that, I could let it dry that way. It would totally dry that way. Okay. Let's see. I need a little more over here, I think. Better to have too much and scrape it off than not enough. There we go. I like that. Just scrape it clean and even. Push things down into the gel medium while I'm doing it. And then let it dry. Set it aside somewhere. Before we work on the other card, I'm going to take a baby wipe out of my box. It's off camera. And I'm going to clean this so that the other card doesn't stick to the mat. I'm also going to grab a paper towel, which is right behind the camera, and dry. Okay, now we'll work on this one. So I know I want this piece of paper on here. I really like this piece of paper, and I think it goes well with the butterfly. So we're going to definitely put that on here. We're going to go ahead and just continue to use the heavy gel medium, because not only is it out, but this paper is pretty textured, and as I add other things to this, it'll be better if I use the heavy gel medium. Things will stick better. Okay, I want to use these other two pieces of acrylic skin that I found. These are just scrap pieces off of a bigger piece that I have that I must have cut off to put on something else. Probably one of those letter journal pages that I did in the beginning that totally stuck to each other. I didn't know to put wax paper in between, and the recipients got their journals back and the pages were still totally stuck together. I still feel bad about that. So this one, I don't know if this stuff, oh yeah, it will tear. Okay. I want kind of a torn edge, so let's see if we can do that again. Yeah, that's nice. I don't want an even edge. Okay. Piece. I'll try to use up as much of this as I can, and also bring this element around the page in a couple different spots. It'll help tie it in. Okay, let's put the butterfly on here. Let's see if we can get his antenna back on. That might be the hardest part. Oopsie. Kind of scared about how easy that was. Let's try this one. Okay, that was easier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, we're going to let that dry. I'm going to clean off my table and we will be right back. Okay, they're not dry all the way, but they're mostly dry. Now I want to add some painty marks to this one before we do the other one, which is almost done. I like that one. I did pull some quotes and or words out of my word box already. But first, before we do anything, let's put some painty marks on here. I already put on some Art Guard barrier cream because I knew right away I was going to get my fingers involved. This is Dina Wakley's Heavy Body Acrylic Paint. This is Umber. When you're putting any kind of mark or design or embellishment or something on a card, it's good to do it in odd numbers. It's more interesting to the human brain if you do. Do I want to do more than 3? I don't think so. Paper towel. Okay. Only because I don't want to get the umber in the other colors. So I'm going to add some turquoise. This is the same paint. This is her turquoise color. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to wipe my finger off and get some more turquoise. I'm not thinking about this too much. I'm just going with what feels right and what looks right. I figure with the last couple cards, I should be able to do that, so. Yeah, I like that. All right. That works for me. I have some white out, but I don't know if we're going to do it with paint. I think we might do it with a whiteout pen when this dries. I also have some golden Quatrefoil Nickel Azo Gold, which I really kind of like putting it on here somewhere because there's a lot of this kind of a color in the butterfly. And I'm thinking I just want to put some on my finger and put it around the edge. Now, golden paints is one of those ones. This is the reason why you want to use barrier cream. Some of the golden pigments are toxic, so this is one of them. So you want to make sure you use a barrier cream and or that you wash your hands very thoroughly when you're done, and that you're real careful about not ingesting the paint. If it's still using a barrier cream and washing your hands doesn't quite make you comfortable enough, then by all means wear gloves. And you read your labels. Some paints are non-toxic, but some are not like golden. Some golden colors are fine, but some of them have pigments in them that are toxic, so just be careful. I like that. So we're going to let that dry somewhere. My desk is a mess again. Okay, wipe my fingers off. So now we'll go to this one, which I really like. And before we do anything else, I have these words I took out of my word box, so let's give them a trim. And I think we're going to attach them with the Xyron. I have a huge stack of magazines out in the other room I have to go through for images and words. I have to make time. I'm not worried about these being super straight, as I never am. I just want to trim most of the excess off of the word. Oops. Okay. Alright. So here's our Xyron sticker maker. And let's see what we can do about turning these into stickers. There we go. I don't always know what kind of sense these quotes I put on here make. I just know that they sound right to me at the time. And this one is one of those that I really like. Bold will make your love bright. I like that. Be bold, be courageous. I think that's what it means to me. Okay. So now, of course, what are we going to do? Well, you know, black Stabilo pencil. Maybe not black. Maybe we'll use an Inktense pencil. I kind of like the light colors that are going on in here. Or I should say lighter colors. Maybe we'll use brown Stabilo. I don't use that one too much. I think that's a good idea. Stabilo pencils do come in a few different colors. Brown, black, orange, yellow, red, blue, green, and graphite. That's it. Which would be why I also use Inktense pencils because they come in a whole bunch of other really bright colors. Now, they're not exactly the same. The Stabilo pencils are much more pigmented than the Inktense pencils, but these don't come in a lot of bright colors. So, but those are my two favorite brands, Inktense and Stabilo. I get asked about this pencil more than any other. So here's a close-up shot. It's called a Stabilo All Pencil Aquarellable, and there's the brown color number. The black is 8046. I've tried lots of other watercolor pencils and other things, and these are my two favorites, the Inktense and Stabilo. So I'm going to just go around each one of my elements here. Now the gel medium is still a little bit wet, so the pencil's not going to want to write everywhere, but we'll make it work. I'm kind of putting on a lot of pencil because the brown Stabilo is not as dark as the black. So, all right, water brush. Okay. And doing this just makes some of your elements on your page pop out from the background a little bit, and then it also kind of grunges up and pushes back what's going on in the background, which I like. That's nice, I like that. Okay, so now I'm going to take my brown, Timber Brown StazOn pad. Oops, and I'm going to go around the edges. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's really nice. Okay, we're going to give that a dry, and I'm also going to give the paint on the other one a dry, and I'll be right back. I dried it and started doodling away without turning the camera back on. Sorry! Let's zoom in a little bit and I can show you what I've done. So I just went into my brown circles and I put some white dots and went around the edge in a scribbly fashion with a white Bic whiteout pen. And where I put my turquoise fingerprints, I'm gonna circle those. I like that. I have this quote that I picked that I want to put on here. But first I want to put more of an edging on here. So I'm going to go around the edge with a whiteout pen. The whiteout pen, it's going to skip in some places because of the texture on the paper of all the different layers, and that's okay. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. That's okay. I just want it to be kind of a sketchy. Oops. See, like right here, there's one of those acrylic skins there. It doesn't want to. It's very textured. Yeah, I like that. Sorry, the mat is new, so I want to try to keep it clean as long as I can. Okay. I'll clean it off camera. Whoops. Alright, so now we're going to put the quote on. So I think this time I want to leave some of the background decoration on this little quote, and this is from, I think, the Wisdom of the East calendar, the little mini one I got. Yeah, I do want to do that, and I'm going to use the brown StazOn to ink the edges of the quote. And let's see if it'll fit in the Xyron. Just barely. Woohoo! Okay. Okay. I like that. Now, I do still want to put some StazOn on there. I mean StazOn. Stabilo pencil. What color do I want to use? I think I want to use like sepia. I think I want to use sepia, like one of the Inktense pencils instead of the StazOn. I'm going to use the sepia Inktense pencil. And I'm going to for sure go around this quote. Really try to pull it out some more. I'm going to go around this piece of paper. And I'm going to go around the circles that I painted. Let's see what that looks like. Water brush. So you can always just do a little bit and then activate the ink. See what that looks like. And then add more if you want. It's probably the better way to do it instead of the way I normally do it, which is just go for it. I should say it's the safer way. I don't know about better way. There's something to be said for just going for your gut instinct and listening to that little voice. What's the worst that could happen? Okay, I really like that, but I do think we need some like down here, around the butterfly maybe. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Turning the card really gives me a great opportunity to really get in there close next to the image without getting the Inktense somewhere where I don't want it to be. I like that, but I feel like it needs some right here. And the Inktense doesn't want to write down there because the acrylic skin is really textured, so let's see if that, yeah, that's better. Yep, I like it. So there you have it. The last two Art Journal in a Box cards. Can you believe it? So this one says, just throw away all thoughts of imaginary things and stand firm in that which you are. I love that. And this one says, bold will make your love bright. So go out there and be bold and just be yourself. All right, I am going to call it done. So I will post a video where we do a flip of all the cards in the art journal in a box. I hope you enjoyed this journey with me, and it gave you some ideas of what you could do with your art journaling in a new and different way rather than just working in a book. Go out today, have a great day, have a great week, and do something nice for yourself because you deserve it. I'll see you later.